Gary, you've gone from being a plumber
Yep.
most of your life,
Yeah.
and now you've stepped into the design world.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. So
Talk us through exactly how that's being a plumber actually really helped you evolve into being a good designer.
yeah. Well, look, I don't know if I call myself a good designer yet.
Oh,
It's a work in progress.
Working on being a good designer.
I hope one day I can be a great designer. But
Yeah.
no, I think obviously plumbing 20 years, just over 20 years, and then the last couple of years of my plumbing journey, I got to work on a project. Oh, sorry. So I'll go back a bit. So we worked to about 2021. Had some work, and then plumbing work here in New Zealand, and that's kind of dried up with COVID and everything like that. And then so I had to find something to fill a gap.
Yeah.
So I jumped into a design consultancy firm here in Auckland, and just to kill some time. They just took me on as a subby basically, and they gave me, it was really good. They gave me a really good crash course on how to do some design. They gave me a couple of small basic designs to have a crack at. Got to do a bit of modelling. Got to do some inspections around Auckland and check out some other jobs, and it was great. Like I enjoyed it. For starters, it was a good filler, and then we ended up picking up a job, and then I ended up going back into the plumbing side and working with them on the design. So I got to actually work on a design from the start, right at the beginning of the job, which I hadn't done before.
Yeah, right.
Closely with the director at the time of the company, and enjoyed that process. And so I was doing that process right up until we struck a blow on site in the ground. So I had basically built the whole place in my head, or not in my head, but in the modelling sense already.
Yeah.
And now I was physically getting out on site with a small crew of guys to start trying to put it all together. So I enjoyed that process, to be honest. Like that process was good fun.
From paper to spade in the ground.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so it was from getting like a job with a developed design, having a look at it, seeing what we can change, what we can do better, what will work differently, how we can streamline
it. How not to hit 11
it.
kV line.
Yeah, exactly. Just a few different things. So that process was good, and then got into the building of it, which was good fun. So it obviously got the mind ticking over a little bit, and then just a few conversations with my current director, who I've been mates with for quite a while anyway. He planted the seed and just like, oh well, what do you think? So I kind of just went from there. I was probably a hard no for a while, and we caught up, and he showed me some of the stuff they were doing, which was where I could see the industry going anyway, even if I stayed as a contractor, a plumbing contractor or a plumbing project manager. I was utilising the data or the information from that model to do the project management for the plumbing,
right? And
finding it so much better to do. And I was like, this is
rather than just multiple 2D.
Yeah. Like trying to explain it to the boys previously was a lot harder, and you would have a lot of guys go rogue, and then you're constantly doing reworks, and then you're losing money. And I was finding I wasn't having that battle, so I was like, this has got to be the way to go. I've been getting told this for a while, and now I'm finally getting to do a big project with it. And then an opportunity just came up to have a crack at being a design consultant. And I don't know, I think the timing was right. I'm getting old, Andy. I'm not getting any younger.
Look at you, man.
I'm still in my 30s, but not for too much longer. So, yes, I thought if I don't make this, have a crack at something different now, then...
it'll never happen.
Yeah, maybe it'll never happen. So I thought, it's either now or never. So... Yeah, and I've been enjoying it. I enjoy that design side. Like you need to know the code, you need to know how to design principles, which I had a bit of a handle on. I've always touched on code as a project manager or a site manager. You need to know that stuff.
That's what you miss as a plumber, don't you? It's like that'll be a steep learning curve when you stepped into the design.
Yeah. When you're just a plumber on the tools, you probably don't you learn it in school and all that sort of shit, but you don't really.
You don't really care about it because you've already got a design.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're following it, it's fine, But when I was doing the project managing, I've always done a lot of design and builds when I've been site managing, project managing. So you do still need to know a bit of that code stuff, because if you don't, you could sometimes the drawings might not be right. You need to make sure that it is correct or whatever. So I've always enjoyed that side of plumbing anyway, and now I'm just basically doing the same thing but on the design side. So. It felt like a pretty natural progression, especially doing that big project before I decided to make the transition. It felt not too foreign to
Yeah.
to make that switch. And doing 6 months in a design firm, consultancy firm before that was invaluable as well, which at the time I didn't think it. Thought it was just a gap filler.
Yeah.
It was a bit of fun, you know. I was actually way less stressful than being on site. So, I don't know, it just evolved naturally, to be honest. I never thought that would be the case because I was with my previous company for 18 years. So,
18 years?
18 years I'd been with the company.
Holy
so
shit, man.
it was a big call.
Yeah.
And they were great to me, to be honest. Like it was, I wouldn't have got to where I was without them. So, you don't spend 18 years somewhere you don't like.
So if somebody else now is looking to switch from an on-site position into a design role, what advice would you give them? From your journey, take learnings from your journey.
Well, you got to have a little bit of passion about plumbing if you want to do it. Like
plumbing, but it could be anything, right?
Could be plumbing, could be electrical, could be mechanical.
Could be a chippy, and you want to.
Could be a chippy, you want to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be. Maybe you just got to have a good eye for design, a good practical eye. Like that was the other selling point for me to jump over. We're all ex-plumbers within our firm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we like to think. Nothing against guys who go to uni and get their engineering degrees, and they're probably way smarter than what I am, yourself included. But we've got practical install knowledge of how it should look, which we think that gives us a slight, maybe not an advantage, but definitely a different point of view to engineers who haven't been onto a site. So if you think you know how to put something together really well construction-wise, but you don't want to get your hands dirty anymore, then that could be a path. Like we think I think it's a path. I'm having a crack at it.
Yeah.
All the guys in our office thought the same thing. The other firm that I worked for 6 months, same philosophy. Try and get those ex-plumbers who maybe they're not good at plumbing, but they understand it well, or maybe they just don't want to be up and down ladders all the time. So it's just it's just the way it's going with the modelling. You're just going from doing plumbing with your hands, getting dirty, stinking like glue and and all that, to just sitting at a computer and doing it same, but in a 3D world. So
that may not be for everybody, but
exactly. It may not be. Some people like to get outside on site, get their hands dirty. Some people like to sit in an office and do modelling, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm still in between because as being associate director, I'm not the whole time sitting in the office. I've got to get out and chat with clients and things like that. But
I'll come and record podcasts.
I'll come do this. But I thought, especially if you're getting older, and it can be a good one if you've got a good head for design and a good understanding of code requirements and building codes and all that and all those sort of things. And no, they don't bore you. If those things bore you to tears, then maybe design might not be for you. But maybe the modelling is, because the modelling, you can be just a modeler if you want. Yeah. So so that's what I think.
Yeah, cool.
Could be for someone. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about what you're passionate about, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get at the front end of the construction where you feel like you can maybe enact a bit of change in how the place is going to be built.
Yeah.
When you're a contractor, you're already been told what you have to build, so you kind of don't get as much freedom. When you're on the design side, or design and build side, if you are, or if you're a consultant that's at develop design, you're getting a say in how it actually happens, or what systems work well, or what.
Get your creative thinking hat on.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to try and stay at the forefront of what works better, what works well. Heating and cooling is always changing and developing over time. Building methodologies are changing. There's always new products coming on. So if you enjoy that sort of side of things and trying to keep up with the latest trends, then it could be worthwhile having a crack at.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I hope somebody takes some lessons from that, That's cool.
Yeah, give me a call.
I'll give him a call.
I'll have a chat. I'll chew anyone's ear off about it.